Hey everybody, Nick here, and I've been asked to do a run-through of Avalon Hill Statis Pro football. So I've got it set up here between two teams from the 1984 set. We're going to take Neil Lomax's Cardinals up against Ken O'Brien's Jets. We've got it set up as if the Cardinals had won the toss, so they'll be facing off against that New York Sack Exchange on the other side. The game is run through a deck of fast action cards, and everything that we're going to do on this game is going to be run through that. And we're going to play the solitaire version, so I'll be running both offenses versus whatever the solitaire defense kind of throws at me. So we start the game off with a kickoff, and we're going to flip over our first fast action card, and you can see there's lots of different sections to it here. For kicks, you're going to refer to, for kickoffs that is, you're going to refer to the run number, and the run number here is 6. So we're going to take a look at our chart, and I'm looking at the chart from the 5th edition rules. There are some 6th edition rules that I'm going to put a link to in the comments, but if you've got the 5th edition, those are fine, but you probably should note that some of the older editions will have some of the older rules to them, and there were some things that changed during the course of the game. So the 6 on our kickoff column says KR-1/4. What that means is the primary kick returner, kick returner number 1 is going to catch the ball at the 4-yard line. So throw the football down there and on the 4. So now we take a look at St. Louis's kick return card, and we can see that the primary kick returner is Stump Mitchell. So we're going to flip over another fact card, and we're going to take a look at the 5. And the 5 on here tells us that Stump returned the ball 25 yards. So we're going to jump that up 25. The Cardinals start off first down and 10 at their own 29-yard line. And then on the timer, we're just going to mark that off as a 10-second runoff. Okay. Now, the first thing you'll do when you're playing solitaire, offense versus defense, is you're going to have to think about what play you're going to run. And in this case, we've got a pretty good passing team with a strong Lomax year. So we're going to do a quick pass to Roy Green. Now, it's kind of funny because the types of passes you can run are quick, short, and long passes. But they're really short, medium, long passes in terms of yardage. But we're going to do a quick pass to Roy Green. But we have to figure out what the defense is going to be in first. Now, on this card, we have 5 different things that you can do for a defense. Number 1 refers to your first down and 10 plays. Okay. Number 2 refers to your second down plays that are 6 yards or less. And it also refers to any plays that are on the opponent's 3 or 4 or 5 yard line. Okay. The third one refers to those second down plays that are 7 or more yards. Number 4 is third and fourth down plays that are 7 or more yards, and 5 is your third and short plays, third or fourth down, 6 or less, or if you're on the opponent's 1 or 2 yard line. So we're going to take a look at number 1. And you can see here that it's a PR, and that means the Jets, fearing Lomax's arm, are in a prevent defense. So they've kind of lagged off a little bit, and that's actually a good thing for us because we called a quick pass. Now, the chart in the game will tell you how to adjust all these different values depending on what the defense calls. So in this case, a prevent defense normally affects short and long passes, but it does not affect quick passes. So Lomax's really good pass rating here is not going to be affected at all. So we're going to take a look at this value here. Quick passes, he's complete on 1 through 39. Okay? So we're going to take a look at Green, and then we're going to flip over another fact, and this time it says all flanker. Now, this refers to, did Lomax have to go through his reads and find another receiver? In this case, he did. Green's covered, so he's got to switch to his flanker, which is going to be Pat Tilley. So the pass is going to go there instead. We're going to flip over another card. That card is 28. Okay? So, do we have any adjustments? Well, probably going to be complete because that's well within 39, but we do have to look at Pat Tilley's defender. Flanker 1 is covered by the left cornerback over here because it says it on the chart. It says coverage flanker number 1. Springs is a -1 defender, so he does take off 1 from this pass value, but that only knocks it obviously down to 38, so the pass is complete. Tilly now has the ball. He's going to run, so we're going to go back and flip over another card for the run number. He does 8, and OB. 8 would mean we're going to have a 7-yard pass play there, and Tilly goes out of bounds. So move that up. I got bumped a little bit. Move that up. So we got 7 yards there, and we're going to mark this off as 40 seconds because even though it went out of bounds, we're not within the last 2 minutes of the first half, so it's still a 40-second runoff. So now the Cardinals face 2nd down 3, and they've got some options. But I kind of like this passing offense, so we're going to try again. We're going to see if we can get Green open again this time. Normally you can't go back-to-back on players, but Green is a 0-rated offensive player, which means he can be called on repeatedly to do that. O.J. Anderson is the other kind of workhorse player for the Cardinals. So we're going to do a short pass. Again, we need to take a look at the defense. This time we're going to take a look at 2nd and short, which will be the number 2 column. And that's what I thought. We got a rush defense here. Rush BC. Now what this means is they are in a rush defense and they are concentrating on whoever the ball carrier is. So they were kind of guessing who your ball carrier is. Kind of the defense, Solitaire's way of making sure the defense has, the Solitaire player has a little bit of a heads up. So if they call run defense, they're automatically going to key on that ball carrier. But we called a pass play. So they were wrong. Now, again, we go back to our table. If they're doing a pass defense short, we got a couple values here. We have a +5 and 0. These parentheses values, they refer to if the ball is inside the opponent 20. We're not, so we're going to actually add 5 to Lomax's pass rating. So he's now going to be 1 through 36. We flip over to see if Green will be catching the ball, and nope, we had to go through our reads again. So this time the pass is going to go to our 2nd back, which is Stump Mitchell. Flip it over, we get a pass number of 5 that's going to be well within range. We don't even need to check the defender because there's no defender with a -31 on his card. So Stump catches it, turn it over, and it's a 7. Okay, so we check on his receiving under short passes. 7 is an 11-yard gain. So pretty good gain there. That gives the Cardinals a 1st down. And we mark another 40 seconds off. There we are. We're just rolling here. So now Jets are a little worried. What's going on? We're going to throw something different at them this time. And we're going to run with O.J. Anderson. Now, when you call a running play, you need to decide where is that running play going to go. Are you going to go outside left or right? Or are you going to go inside left or right? Because it depends on the potential matchups between offensive and defensive players. We are going to run inside right because I've got Clark, and Bostic, and Robbins here that are some pretty strong run blockers. But maybe the defense is in a run defense. Nope. Pass ×2. Now what this means is they are going to double team your receiver. Okay, so whatever receiver you said the ball would go to, you would be double teaming him in this situation. Well, we're running, so we're okay. Now, there is no adjustments on run plays if they're in pass defense. It doesn't really adjust anything at all. The only adjustments you'll ever make are actually kind of bad adjustments if they've keyed on you, but it's kind of a read and react thing. You don't get any gains on rushes unless you call a special run play, which is the draw. So Anderson's going to go inside right. So now what we have to do is we have to see what the matchup's going to be. And we're going to take a look at this section here where it says runs. And you see that you've got inside run, IR, is RG versus D. Okay? So it's going to be my right guard versus their left tackle. Okay, so it's +3 to Bostic, -2 to Lions. So that is a net gain of +1 to us. So whatever result we get on the run for OJ is going to add another yard to it. Now we flip over the run number. Run number is 9. It's not going to be very good. OJ Anderson on a 9 gets just 1 yard. 1 extra yard because Bostic was an effective blocker there. We do manage to salvage 2 yards out of that play. So we gain 2 yards. We do another 40-second runoff. It's now 2nd down and 8. Okay. what to do now? Well, let's go back to our short passing game. Let's try Roy Green again. So now we're going to flip this over. Second down and long means we're going to be looking at the third one, and that is pass defense, which we figured they would probably be in at some point. Now, they're kind of expecting my short pass this time, so the penalty's kind of steep. The chart tells us that it's a -10. So we're going to take 10 off Lomax's completion rating for this quick pass. So he's going to go from a 1 to 39 to 1 to 29. Does the pass still go where it's intended to? Now this time we got some other options here. It's a quick pass, so now it's going to go to the flanker, so it's going to switch over to Tilly. Had we be throwing a long pass, we would actually have a pass rush situation. Okay? So instead, we're going to switch over to Tilly. Pass is a 6. That's still going to be well within 1 to 29. The corner is only a -1. Tilly catches the ball. Z card. We're going to come back to that because we need to complete the play. It's a 12. He catches the ball for just 5 yards. Okay. Now, when a Z reading comes up, you need to flip over a card and check the Z area. And this is for the uncommon plays that happen. Well, of course, sometimes penalties are common. But things like penalties, injuries, and those or fumbles are all randomized through the Z results. So once you complete the play, you do another card, consult the Z rating. And in this case, we do have penalties. Okay, so we can see that there are 4 different values here. So when we look up the penalties here, and I need to just double check this because I want to make sure I'm going to tell you guys right when we do penalties for Z readings. Penalties, number 1 is running plays, quick screen passes, and field goal attempts. 2 is the short and long passes. 3 is punts and returns. 4 is kickoffs and returns. So we're going to look at number 1. Number 1 tells us it is an 0-2. So the chart tells us that 0-2 is an illegal movement by the offense. So before the even play got off, we had a 5-yard penalty. So that play actually never happened, but we still have to run through it just in case. That's a penalty play. That's going to be a 10-second runoff. Well, now it's second down and long. So this time we are going to run a screen pass. And we're going to throw that off to Stump Mitchell because he's kind of our receiving back. Figure out what the defense is in. The defense is going to be another Z card. Defense is going to be second and long. We're going to be in a prevent defense. And that's good for us because they're lagging back. So we're going to actually subtract 2 from whatever run number ends up for Stump Mitchell, assuming he catches the ball. Now, screen passes, and this is the only thing I really kind of don't like about this. Screen passes are just kind of randomized by the cards. You flip over and look at the screen pass, and this says, oh, this could be very nasty. It's complete times 3. So whatever Stump Mitchell gets, we're going to multiply it by 3. Okay? Well, let's see here. We've got a run number of 10. We're going to subtract 2 from that because the Jets were in prevent defense. So a catch of 8 is 5. Not going to hurt him quite as bad as it is. My bad. The rushing, actually, a screen pass checks the rushing column, is a 3. So 3 times 3 is 9. Stump gains 9 yards on that screen pass. Not moving my down marker here. That's 4 these seconds marked off. It's now third down. But it's definitely third and manageable. It's 3rd and 4. So we could run, we could do a short pass, but Lomax is a little bit of a gambler. We're going to do, I should have said quick pass, but we're going to do a short pass here. See what the defense calls. The defense is 3rd and short, so they're going to run number 5, which is a run no key. So it's not going to hurt our pass values. We're actually going to get a plus 5. They're expecting us not to take a chance and try to throw it at a medium range. So I didn't select a receiver, but that's okay because it's going to switch to Doug Marsh anyway. So pass will go over to Doug Marsh. The pass number is 32. Well, now we got to do some math here. Lomax is a 31. We gained 5 because the Jets are in the wrong defense. That moves it up to 36. Marsh is being covered by Mullen, the strong safety. Mullen is a plus 3. Well, that moves it up to 39. 32 is definitely going to work. So the pass is going to be complete to Marsh, and we are going to have a number 9 on that play, and that would be a 13-yard gain. 40-second runoff. I just realized I did not do that extra Z card, did I? That was my bad. I kind of keep track of those a little bit better. Now, for this next part, because I don't want to run through an entire game for you, I just want to show you a couple different things. We're going to assume that the Jets are going to give us a pass rush no matter what happens. So Lomax is going to do a short pass again. And we flip it over. The defense initially is going to call a run no key. But we're going to pretend, oh, well, look at this. It's going to be a pass rush anyway. Look at that. So short and long pass is going to be a pass rush. So now we've got to do the Jets' defensive line versus the Cardinals' offensive line. Okay. Cardinals' offensive line, we take a look at their pass box ratings. If we add those up, they have a pass block total of 4. The Jets have a player that's 4 by himself because Gastineau had an incredible year that year, but they only have one other one. So it's 5 versus 4. The difference is 1. You double the difference to 2, and you add that to Lomax's sack rating. So his sack rating goes from 1 to 13 to 1 to 15. So now you immediately flip over the next card, and the next card is going to be 48. Okay. Now on Lomax's card, under 48 for his pass rush, it would be incomplete. But we also need to check the primary cover person against the receiver. Now in this case, I did forget to designate a receiver, but it really doesn't matter because 48 is going to be an interception whether I pick Roy Green, Doug Marsh, or Pat Tilley. So we're going to say I was throwing to Roy Green, and the person covering Roy Green is Johnny Lynn, who has an interception rate of 46 to 48. So he's going to intercept the ball. So now we need to determine how far did that interception travel, or how far did that pass travel before the interception. So we take a look on the next card, and we get a run number of 11. We were throwing a short pass, so we double that. So the pass traveled 22 yards before Johnny Lynn caught it. And now we're going to check the interception return. It's an 8 for a defensive back, and that's another chart that you can get in the game's rule book, is 6 yards. So he returns at 6 yards, and the Jets have taken over 1st down and 10 on their own 18. So that's kind of a brief look on how everything works. The only things we really didn't get to were punting, which is handled the exact same way as kickoff returns are. You flip a run number over and you just look at a punter's card, determine how far the punt traveled. In a lot of cases, it's going to be a fair caught, but there are some cases where there may be a return. And field goals, of course, you add 17 to the distance from whatever yard marker you end up on, and you have the good range here, and you check a pass number for that. So that's a look at Statis Pro Football. Hope this gave you a good look at how the game plays. If you have any questions, be sure to put them in the comments, and thank you for watching.